So in many ways, when I prepared for this presentation, I had a lot of conversation with Andrew because in some ways I felt uncomfortable talking about my own personal story in connection to a lot of the work that I do. So I was questioning myself and I was in a really hard place. I know what road I needed to go on and there was only one road, but I didn't know the ways in which I would be able to navigate that. So I'm going to talk about myself. So I was born in Jamaica, Preston Hill, St. Mary, which is a country of Jamaica. Within Jamaica, the way that economics works, it's like the have and have not. There isn't like this middle class, upper middle class. It doesn't work that way. You know, some people have and some people don't. So I migrated to the United States when I was 6 years old, didn't know where I was going. I had the privilege of being the only child to grow up within the United States. So in some ways that created a lot of, I'm sorry, I get emotional about this. In some ways that created a lot of identity issues for me because I didn't know what it meant to be a Black Jamaican as well as an African American and a woman within the United States. So I wanted to hold on to all this beauty, but I didn't know how to do that. So I was trying to fill in the pieces of this American identity and what that meant. So in many ways within my school system, I didn't get along with a lot of other American kids because it seemed like I was trying to be better than them, but I was just trying to hold on to who I was and I didn't know what that meant. A lot of my cousins were already in the United States, so they had already passed that level of difficulty. So then I met the beautiful kids at Elimu. So the young man that this presentation was supposed to be dedicated to is this little boy right here that has my heart in a way that is amazing and beautiful, and it feels like he's my little brother, he's my little cousin. And when I first met him, he was a terror, I'll be honest. So he would always talk back, he would never listen to me. But as time went on, I recognized that the attention he was getting from me was something that he wanted. So every time we're in different spaces together, I'm always holding his hand because he wants to hold my hand. And sometimes he can't sit still, so holding my hand makes things a lot better. I'm seeing him focus in a better way because he's getting that attention that a lot of people don't give him. Just like when I was growing up, in many ways, people wasn't giving me that attention because they would write me off as a bad kid, but that wasn't the case. I wasn't understanding like my integration process, and it was taking me a longer time to understand, and I see that happening with Domicien as well. But the great thing is we have amazing teachers like Miss Peacock that you saw right there that are really educating young people, right? Teaching us how to educate young people, but also we're advocating for a lot of those young people, and then we're acting on it. But this is not just what we're doing as volunteers. This is what we want the young people to do themselves. They are intelligent and smart beings. We want them to be able to advocate for themselves, and then we want them to act on that. This is Esther Adasi. She is the CEO and founder of Elimu. And Esther has this amazing model for educating, acting, and advocating for young people. She is from Tanzania, so she has a lot of those close experiences as well with those young people, and she holds some of those same emotions that I hold, so I really appreciate how she's able to filter out her own personal experiences and put that into the work that she's been doing, which sometimes makes it really hard for me to do my work because I'm holding on to my personal experiences and emotions. These are some of our young people here, and I think the model that Elimu has is really amazing and something that can be applied for a lot of organizations that do work-based in tutoring. So we not only just tutor young people along with A&T students, Guilford students, and now I'm recruiting some students from Bennett, Elon, and UNCG. But we take it into a format of civic engagement as well. So they can be amazing at math, mathematics, right, and science and English and know how to write an essay, but we want them to be intelligent, critical thinkers within our society. A way of them advocating for themselves is that the grant that we have right now was written by our young people. They knew what they wanted to do and be engaged in, and they wanted the city of Greensboro to be able to see that and develop a site that was based around who they were. They didn't want someone to create a community center for them. They wanted to be created by them. In this process, Esther was only there to just stand up and support them. She didn't speak. The young people went inside a community meeting, and they told them what they needed for their site. And that came alive because of their vision. So in many ways, tutoring is not enough, and mentoring is not enough. Some people, they always talk about their experiences within the school system, so a lot of times, this is our Friday session, and we focus on civic engagement. And in many ways, there's separation between the African American kids and the African kids. So this space is very essential for them being able to talk about those experiences and being able to reflect on that, because in many ways, that is a healing process for them. So Elimu is also talking about what it means to be healed. We bring in a lot of community organizers to speak with the young people. Within this session, they were able to work with technology, so there are computers on all the tables, we can't really see it right now, and answer these critical questions about what was happening within the world around them. And the group that actually won at the end got free memberships to the NAACP, and that's being paid for by the facilitator that came in. So they're going to be going to those meetings, talking about these things, and bringing this back to Elimu. These are some of the people that come. So you see some Guilford students like me over here. So we're really trying to work with students in a way that is not just necessarily changing for the students, but for the young people in that space. We're really talking about connecting with people within the Greensboro area. So this is Kathleen Beverly Small, and she sat on the city council. She's an amazing woman, beautiful, in the same ways that Esther is, and she sees the potential that the young people have. So young people actually were at a Title I event on a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, talking about Elimu and the work that Elimu does and why it's essential for not just learning outside of Elimu, but also learning within the classroom. This summer we had our first day camp, and this is a gentleman that's an artist within the Greensboro area, and he did clay workshops with them. So you can, as I'm saying, I keep saying this over and over again, you can tutor young people, but you really want to find ways that they can be civically engaged. So throughout the workshops, there was also an education piece, and I did a lot of that education work. So talking about police brutality, talking about the issues that they face in school, talking about how and why a lot of the young men are then joining gangs. And at the end, young men were able to present. So you see them over here kind of creating a dance and getting that together. So this is not just about us, but we want the young person to be independent. We want that advocacy to come out. So sometimes they're a little bit scared, but then it comes out into this is who I am, and this is who I want you to see. And they have all these choices right here, and those are the choices that they are creating for themselves. This is something that they have created. So thank you, and that's my presentation.